Hi, this is Cheryl at Echevarria of Echevarria Travel. My husband Nelson took a lot of these photos on our recent trip to LaSource, to Sandals LaSource in Grenada. We're at the airport in Grenada in front of the Sandals plane. There's me and Nelson. And right now we're just going to customs to get to our bus that will take us to the Sandals Resorts in Grenada. Remember, Sandals is for couples only. Beaches is for everybody by Sandals. We were here September 6th through the 8th doing a New York area fam tour. This is a group of some of the agents. We were over at the marina area discussing all the water sports that were included. Here's a photo of the cove with the boardwalk, very lovely, very relaxed. The only thing here is the ocean in the backyard. And remember that all the water sports from diving, snorkeling, boating, skiing are included in your stay with the Sandals Resort booking, or a beaches property, which is for friends and family and anybody else that's not considered a couple. What we're looking at now is all the water sports, from the boogie boards to the paddle boards to the sailboats that again are included. You wear a life jacket, you're trained on how to use it. You can hang out at the beach if you want to. Absolutely nothing and do everything. We're coming up to the tours of the actual resort. This is a view looking down from the penthouse suites to the properties below with the pools and all that. Here is another view of outside a window that is looking at a balcony with a pool. Again, I'm trying to be as descriptive as I can. Right now we're looking down, and some of the roofs actually have their own swim-up pools, and this is one that you know, out of your balcony, you go out and you go swimming in your own pool, and it's very nice. Some of them even look like lazy rivers. You actually get your own floaters that you lie out like a little lounge chair. Here, all of the roofs are in orange and red to keep the heat off. So a lot of this property, for those that cannot see, it's they look almost like Polynesian style with red roofs. I always say if you want to go to the Pacific, you got some great islands that simulate that, and you can go to Grenada, Barbados, and St. Lucia, and you'll have some great. This is somebody that actually takes sugar cane and turns it into sugar juice, which we were having. It's not as sweet as having a a soda or anything, but they put lime, or they put, I highly recommend that you put ginger in it to cut the taste. It's very refreshing. A lot of the videos you'll here will describe the room, so I'm actually standing next to a gentleman who's playing a steel drum while we're touring the property. The LaSource property is in the mountains. It's very hilly, and it's literally 5 minutes away from the airport. You get out, you basically turn the corner, and you're out there. But you don't know there is actually planes there because you don't hear them, you don't see them. I mean, you may see them, but you don't hear them. It's very close. Another view of another portion of the resort. We're on the ground looking up at the different properties. And the next slide that's coming up here is another view of the many sides of the LaSource Grenada property. Remember, Sandals is all inclusive. You're dining. Here's cabanas by the pool. If you have butler service, your cabanas are included right there. If you've been on cruises before and you're in lounge chairs and stuff, you know, sometimes that's hard to get. Everybody has it. Right now we're looking at the restaurants. We're looking at Butcher's Chop Shop, which is a steak restaurant. This is something new that started in Grenada, and if it goes well, some of the properties may have this great steakhouse on the other properties at other Sandals, but they're checking it out, and it's very delicious. I mean, for lunch we had a wonderful salad with homemade dressing, very light. We also have a sirloin steak with mashed potatoes, onion ring, and green beans on it, and for dessert you get carrot cake. This is a fixed meal when you're at Butch's for lunch. In the evening time they have much more options. We're looking at the different options here. There's infinity pool levels. There are levels where you have different types of bathtubs, some marble bathtubs and all, very tranquil areas. So there's a pocketbook for any sandals out there, from Jamaica all the way up to Grenada. We're looking at an infinity pool. Those are the pools that don't have any lip to it. It looks like the water's going over the side, but they're not. Some of these walk-out rooms that walk out to the pool or to the beach actually have a soak tub right on your patio. So before you go inside and you just want to soak outside on your patio, you can do so. Remember, this is adult only. It's not a nude alternative clothing. So if you're going to use your pool outside on your patio, make sure you have a bathing suit or something on. Another view of an infinity pool. I want to remember, before we go further, we're just looking at more shots of the different areas in Grenada. Very green, very lush, floral and fauna, very lot of coconuts, a lot of different kinds of, I couldn't name you all the floral that's there, but it's very green, very lush, very, it wasn't that hot. It was hot because of when we were there, but it's a wonderful year-round destination. Remember, 631-456-5394, Echevarria Travel, Cheryl and Nelson Echevarria. We've been Sandals certified sandal specialist since 2010, and the reason why you want to seek out a certified sandal specialist, we've done the job, we've gone to the locations, we've studied up on the many categories and levels and properties. Like I said, there's a property for couples, whether you want to go to Jamaica or you want to go to Barbados. There's something for every pocketbook, and beaches for everyone is for families. We're looking at the gym. If you didn't hear what I was talking about, we were looking from the outside, and now looking at the inside of the gym. All the latest and greatest equipment. They also have yoga. They also have other classes that are included. Some are not, some are. What you may find that are not included in your stay are spa treatments and excursions. From soup to nuts, you're getting it with Sandals and Beaches Resorts. You may say that you're getting that on a cruise, but if you think about it, you're paying extra for your alcohol, your soda, or specialty dining. At this particular Grenada property, there are 10 specialty restaurants. It's called Dining Around the World, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Plus, you've got a French patisserie there where they have great baking and desserts and ice creams and all that kind of thing. So remember, all this is included. You're not paying a dime extra unless you want to go off property and go to an excursion. Some of the great if you're into scuba diving, they got some of the great scuba diving in the world. There's actually an underwater museum that you could scuba dive to in Grenada. So remember it. It's also called the Spice Island. They have rum. They make chocolate there. We brought home some chocolate bars that are delicious. But I recommend those that want to go to maybe the South Pacific or Hawaii and don't want to deal with the long flights and everything. Grenada is a great alternative. Same thing with Barbados. Barbados will be having the above overwater bungalows that you'd find in Fiji. So that is open for booking now, and Barbados is officially open January 28, 2015, but Echevarria Travel is taking reservations. And I have to say, if you're looking at this pool with me in the background, it's not a pool, it's a bathtub. It's a round marble bathtub, and it looked amazing. Now we're looking at Butch's Restaurant. Nelson and I are toasting each other. We're going to about eat. There are pictures there of all the food we ate. This is the salad we had. Again, it's a beet salad. If you don't like beets, you won't even know it's in there. There's a little bit of cheese. There's pita that you break up. You know, the pita bread. It's toasted a little bit. break it up, put it in your dish. Delicious. Everything is an experience, from tasting, touching, smelling, enjoying. Here's me smiling as I'm looking at my salad, enjoying the. And right here are some pictures that are right outside the restaurant, people walking around, and other dining options. There's a nice, beautiful bar that looks like it's in a hut somewhere in the Pacific or on a deserted island. It also has a swim-up bar next to it, so you get to swim up right into the bar. And it also has Kimonos right next to us, which is the Teppanyaki Restaurant. It's actually in the same building as Butcher's Chop House, and it's delicious. If you never tried Japanese steakhouse, it's the place where they cook right in front of you. And I'm holding Butcher's restaurant menu, and I took pictures of the menu inside, so you can see there's no prices because it's already included. You could have one steak or two, or you can have more than one dessert. And I'm looking, like on the appetizers, you get oysters Rockefeller, a shrimp cocktail, or tuna tartare, or beefsteak tomato. And if you don't like steaks, they have lamb, they have beef short ribs, they have even New York strip. They have vegetarian options, they have fish options, and it's listed there. If you can't see, they'll be glad to read it to you or ask me ahead of time, and I can get a couple of these menus in Braille. They have sides such as baked Idaho potatoes, straight from, the United States. They have for dessert Oreo crusted marshmallow cheesecake, or that great carrot cake that I was mentioning. I'm not a carrot cake lover, but it does melt it in your mouth. It was so delicious. And here's a picture of Nelson holding the Butcher's menu. And we're outside again looking at the different places to sit and relax. Remember, you don't have to do anything. Nobody's going to bother you to do things. But if you want to do things, there's many things going on during the day. In the evening, they alternate between beach parties and Caribbean night or French night or Italian night. But remember, it's your vacation. You do what you want when you want to do it and enjoy it. We're coming up to the end of the slideshow. I just want to see what else is coming up. This is another view of, this is actually Dino's Pizzeria. If you love pizza, they have pizza big enough for you, two of you to share. We had pepperoni on it, and it was so good. Here's a view of the swim-up bar from the, not from the pool water, but from the walk-in area. It's very big, very round. This is a picture of the Kimonos Restaurant. We have people sitting around the table watching the chef, enjoying the show as he's performing. Another shot of Kimonos Restaurant here. Let's see, anything else before we move on to our next slideshow? Again, Echevarria Travel, 631-456-5394. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned on YouTube. We have tons of other